some good guys out there. Because me, this year, I'm getting married. I'm getting married. We're getting married this year. This year. This year. This year.
Was that your story? Did you sing that song in year 2020? Oh my God, I'm being so nice. Probably it was your song in 2019 or even 2018. And here we are in 2021 and you're still single. What do? Do you give up? Think that love is just a thing of the past? Or do you still believe that someone somewhere is praying and believing God for you? Was that you in 2020, ready for 2020? You had a business plan, ready to take your business to the next level. You resigned from your work probably to start your own thing. You wanted to be your own boss. And then came 2020 with all the drama that it came with. It was Corona and then it was SARS. I mean, if you were in Nigeria, you know we had 1 year. 2020 was some year. So what then do you do? Maybe you also didn't hit the targets, financial targets you had for yourself. What do? Do you just leave anyhow? Do you just stop dreaming? Do you just go about life, take whatever comes? Or do you still set those targets and believe that something good is going to come out of 2021? Okay, thank you very much for joining me. I am SWJs and this is Girl Talk from the Kitchen. On today's program, we're going to be treating Projection 2021. What do you start? What do you stop? And what do you sustain? I have with me a guest who's going to take us through and answer all the questions that you have. Don't go anywhere. Stay with me. We'll be right back. Thank you. Welcome back. Again, I'm Jace. If you're joining me for the very first time on this channel, thank you very much for joining me and choosing to spend your time and most importantly, your credit with me. Thank you. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment below. Let's know what your own story is. You know how it is. I like to share the once upon a time story and tell you things that it would inspire you to be all that God would have you be. Alright, on the show with me today, I have a very wonderful woman, my new friend, and she's an author and the CEO of Thriving Treasures, a very big school in Nigeria, Abuja to be precise. She's the author of this book, If This Isn't Love, What Is? You want to check out the book? Use the comment below if you want to get a copy of the book. I assure you, we'll find a way to get the book to you wherever you are in the world. Yes, I said that. Wherever you are in the world. Alright, without too much talk, the next lovely voice you'll be hearing wouldn't be mine, but it would be Temitayo's voice. Alright, it would be Temitayo Ibikunle's voice. Thank you. Hi Temitayo.
Hi Joy.
Welcome on the show this morning. Thank you very much for coming.
It's a pleasure.
Alright, so you heard how we started, right? So the good thing about Temitayo is we met on Thursday.
We met on the phone.
No, not that physically now.
Okay, yes.
It was on Thursday,
yes,
right?
It was Thursday.
It was Thursday and it was, just see how it is. There's this chemistry, there's this thing. Temitayo, I see a lot. We're doing so much together, right? In 2021.
By God's grace.
By God's grace, yes. Okay, there's something she taught me, and I'm going to start with it. Peace. Be still. Okay. Okay, so Temitayo, my audience would love to hear from you. Now, the good thing about this show today is that when I met Temitayo, she said something that I would like to share with all of you. So Temitayo told me, and I quote, that she didn't get her savings right in 2020, not 2021. She's like, Joy, I didn't hit my targets. And I'm like, wow, who else should I bring on this show than someone who has something that didn't go well in 2020? I mean, she's thankful for life. We are all thankful for life. Let me say this formally. Welcome to 2021. Happy New Year, if I haven't seen you. So, Temitayo, what would you say? How would you advise people who lost things in 2020? Probably they lost relationships, lost a job, lost businesses. I mean, you still have your business running, yeah, thankfully. You know, so what would you advise? How do they go from hoping to now getting to see the things? Do they just, I heard someone say, I'm not making any plans in 2021. I'll just live my life. Whatever comes, I'll take whatever comes. Is that your advice? Or what do you think people should do, as regards, living out their dreams?
Thank you very much, Joy. It's a pleasure to be here again. To be here this morning. It's not again, it's my first time. So it's a pleasure to be here this morning. We're thankful for life, because really, Joy, it's when you are alive that you can dream, that you can hope,
Exactly.
that you can even be disappointed. You know the
Oh my God.
you know the dead cannot be disappointed.
True.
So we thank God for life. And every new day is an opportunity to do better.
True.
Life comes with all sorts. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But it's all a complete package. So here we are. A new phase. 2021.
Yeah.
2020 was
Some.
2020 was a year. And like Joyce said, somehow when we got talking, I told her I didn't hit my target savings for 2020. Obviously, the education space was one of the most hit spaces by the coronavirus in 2021. So there was a little bit of, here and there. But like I said, we're thankful for life. And truth is, sis, babe, darling, you can't give up. You can't give up. And you can't say you live life as it comes, quote and unquote. You have to keep dreaming. You have to keep hoping. You have to keep believing. One of the books I read last year, one of my favorite quotes from the book is, why do you need a tomorrow when you don't plan to be better in it? Wow. So as long as God has given us an opportunity to have a tomorrow, in fact to have it today, in hope of a tomorrow,
Yes.
we have to keep hoping, we have to keep planning to be better in it. So it's not time to pack up your bags. Yeah, sometimes the situations can really get us down. And it's okay to cry. Sis, cry if you have to.
Can you say that? It's okay to cry.
It's okay to cry. Sis, cry if you have to. Babe, wail if you have to. But don't let us sit crying. Let me tell you a funny story.
I like stories.
So October last year, after all the pandemic and everything, schools were asked to resume, and resumption was really stressful because I had to try and get money to set up all the things that the government expected us to provide and all. So it was really stressful. And in the midst of that stress, I lost my iPhone.
Wow. Now, talking about losing the iPhone, I'm going to tell you something that happened. I'm saying it. I'm going to tell you something that happened, but you continue. I lost your iPhone.
I lost my
iPhone. Oh my God.
Babe, I mourned it.
If it was me, I would also do the same.
As in, I literally mourned it. I just went into, I don't know whether I would call it, well, it wasn't just about the iPhone. I guess losing the iPhone just, crowned the slope, you know, like you're coming down the slope and then, okay, the whole year you've had to struggle, this, that, things were not together. Finally, they said resume, and then I had to do so much to try and get resumption on, and in the midst of all that,
then you're losing
you're losing. Somebody said, oh, it's not about the phone, it's about all the things that are on the phone. And I told her,
that's
sis,
inclusive.
Wait, I told her, sis, calm down. Yes, it's about the things on the phone and all, but babe, it's also about the phone.
You see, sometimes we need to just say things.
I'm telling you, I said, babe, it's also about the phone. So I just went into this almost depressed state. I was really sad, I was really down. And the whole of October, I'm telling you, literally, I won that phone. In fact, yesterday I was training my staff in preparation for the resumption of this term. And I remembered some things that were in the phone, and I told the phone, rest in peace. You know, I literally mourned that phone. But come 1st of November, Joy, nobody spoke to me. I just called myself and said, Tayo, you have mourned. It's okay.
We need to. That's it. I think that's a place we all need to get.
Yes,
you have mourned. It's okay.
So
now,
where do we go from
here?
Where do we
go from here? That's exactly.
So, like I said, it's okay to cry. It's okay to mourn, but don't let it sit there. After mourning, 1st of November, I had that conversation with myself, and that is one thing that we really, really, really need to
conversation with ourselves.
Have that conversation with yourself. So I had that conversation with myself. I had the meeting, you know, me, myself, and high conference. And I was like, babe, you have mourned. You know, it's painful. It's still painful, but it's time to move on. So I just told myself, November, yeah, my month of praise. I will just praise God. However, and that was how, and today that is history. So it's okay to cry, it's okay to mourn, but we need to be able to pick up ourselves from there. So one of the things we need to stop, we're talking about things we need to stop, what to start and what to continue. Yeah. So one of the things we need to stop is after crying, stop the crying.
You need to get to the place of stop the crying.
Yes. But it's okay to cry. And the truth is that even stopping the cry doesn't take the pain completely away. Many times. There's a saying that says time heals everything. So as you keep going on, you know, you get to heal along the line. But we need to get to that place where we stop the cry. And then begin to look up for better things.
Okay, can I just say that apart from stopping the cry, that could also mean stop the regrets. Right? Stop beating yourself. Because I think that's the part of the whole stop the cry. Because some people say, I'm not crying. Some people say, I'm not crying, but then they are beating themselves. They keep doing that for a very long time and they don't go past it. So I think that's it.
So yes, we need to come to that place. And the truth is that even with the phone episode, I did a lot of beating myself. Because I was like, Tayo, how could you? You know that how could you? How? As in, what were you thinking about and all? So yes, we need to come to that place. Yeah, regrets. Whatever has happened has happened.
True.
And it's not to make light of it.
True.
But the truth is that as long as you continue to sit in it, you really can't move past it. So it's, and I don't deny the fact that it happened. Don't sweep it under the carpet. Own the pain. Own the process. But don't sit in the process.
Own the pain, own the process, but don't sit in the process.
Don't sit in that place. Let the process continue to move you out till you get to where you need to get to. So,
wow. I mean, I just want to sit down and say nothing. You know, you talk about a book you read last year. So this is what we'll do. Ladies, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll talk about that book she read and the book I read that has to do with what to start, what to stop, and what to sustain. Thank you very much. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thank you very much for choosing to join us today on this show. Don't forget, this is Girl Talk from the Kitchen and I am Jace. Today we'll be talking with my guest on the show, Temitayo, and we'll be talking about what to start, what to stop, and what to sustain in the year 2021. I mean, looking at all the challenges that we went through in the year 2020. Like she said, it was some year. Alright, so back to you, Temitayo. So when we move from what to stop, so what do we start and what do we sustain?
I think the beginning of everything is owning your story. Because truly, no, life is not a one blanket fits all.
True.
So, one of the major things we need to learn to do as humans, and especially as women, is know your story and own your story.
Sure.
If you know your story, you know what you have been through, you know where you are coming from, you know where you are, you own your story, you embrace it, that this is who I am,
Bad or good,
this
right?
is what has happened to me. No, and it is me. Nobody has walked in this lane, and so I'm trying to put it right. Nobody might actually really be able to tell me what to do with it, because it's my story, it's my work. So that's the first thing. Own your story, know your story, own your story. So until you do that, you can't even know what to stop, what to start, or what to keep doing. And when it comes to those three things, nobody really can give you what exactly it is. You will be able to look into your life and say, okay, this is where I am. What has worked for me in the past few years? What areas of my life is working? Because even though we are having a bad time, all areas of our lives are not down at the same time.
Very true.
It's just that because we pay attention to where we think we are having pain, or wherever we are having pain, it makes it cloud other areas where things might still be working, or things are still working.
Very true.
So, and it's part of owning your story.
Yeah.
This part ain't working, but this part seems to be working. So look at what is working. What is making that part work? What can I do with what is making that part work? What can I move from what is making this part work into what is this part that is not working?
Yeah. So what am I doing right here that is working that I could
apply here? That's what you can continue.
That's the sustaining part. This one is just a teacher, right? That's what we do. But I think I like the fact that you said own your story.
Own your story.
Usually what we do, especially as women, I mean, I'm a woman, I know what I'm talking about. We try to live in denial.
Yes.
There's somebody doing me.
Yes.
Tayo, the way you looked at me yesterday.
Yes.
There's somebody, my village people. So you need to be true to yourself.
Yes.
Own your story. This is me. I've gone through this, but that I went through it doesn't mean that it's who I am.
Yes.
So I went through it, but that is what I went through, right? So what am I doing right?
Right.
What part of my life is
working?
So what
can
am I doing
there
that
I can
pick and do
bring?
here?
Yes. So that can help with what to sustain.
True.
So this part that is not working, why is it not working? And please be objective.
True.
Because many times we can deceive ourselves.
Very true.
Please be objective. For remember, it's your life. So be as objective as you can be with yourself. So this part that is not working, why is it not working? What are the things that I can stop? Even in the part that is working, you might still be able to pick what you should stop so that it can work better.
Okay.
But I might not be able to articulate and say, this is a list of what you should stop. Because if I give you a list, the list might work for you and it might not work for Joy.
Exactly.
So really, it's about a self-evaluation kind of a thing. And you know, January is a beautiful time to talk about this.
Yes.
Because we are all planning the year.
Yes.
We are all looking up for a better year.
You know, that's exactly why we decided to do this. Because we thought about some people are making resolutions.
Yeah.
Changing them. We said no, we're not looking at resolutions. I personally believe in when I figure out something that isn't working in my life, I change it now.
Yes.
I'm a now person.
Yes.
So if I'm not fixing it now, then I'm not fixing it at all.
At all, yeah.
So that's how we
and even if you're a resolution person, don't wait till immediately you are realizing it. Put it into your schedule. Put it into your plan. Put it into your structure of your life so that you can begin to hit the ground running. Now is the time.
And you know, she talked about a book that she read. I remember I said I was going to say that. Thank God I didn't forget. So in January last year, the first video that we did, we titled Pain. You know, how God can use your pain to show you the light to purpose. You know, and it was T.D. Jakes who wrote the book, and he was talking about the fact that pain is God's megaphone to arouse a deaf world. I mean, we can tell from 2020, all the things we used to hear, we used to ignore. Don't do this, don't do that, and you just ignore it. Now we wash our hands.
Yes.
When we wash our hands.
Yes.
I washed out my family language from my palm. You know, but what made us do that? Because of the things that
came with it, yeah.
So you see, sometimes pain isn't totally bad.
Yes.
It refines you.
More often than not.
Yes, more often than not. It shows you, it's like, it brings the whole light on the things you need to stop doing. So it's like, whatever you've been covering, it opens it up, and you're like, oh great, I need to stop this, I need to. So if you are objective, like Tayo said, you will figure out that the more pain you have, the more closer to purpose you get if you're objective in the things that you go through. You find yourself turning and tilting and changing and stopping and doing things that, you know, will take you to, you know, destiny. And I like that, you know, we're talking about it. And one more thing I'd like to say is, think about this. God always likes to save the best for last. What if the reason you are the last girl in the clique of friends that is still single, what if God had the best for you? Do you know? What if the fact that you lost your job was because God has the best
plan,
for you? Now the truth is, every time we do this, we try to get this show, what I tell myself is, Lord, the best speaker for this show. So sometimes we have someone planned for something and the person calls in to say, you know what, Jace, something came up, I can't do it. I just tell myself, I'm not offended. God is planning for best. I had someone else in mind, but she traveled, she's abroad, and she told me she won't be around, and then I was thinking, praying, Lord, what do I do? Who do we call? We need a psychologist, we need this and that. And then here we are, we're best. We're best. You know, thank you very much, Temitayo. I mean, I personally have enjoyed, you know, this conversation that we had. And the truth is, it's really very natural. You know, on Girl Talk, we like to share stories of people who have been through stuff, just to show other women that, you know, whatever you're going through, someone has gone through it, and the person came through, you know, walked through a life, and even better. I had a creative writing class, you know, I'm a teacher too.
Yeah.
And I shared a story with my students, and one child said, Mitchell, how come you don't look like what you go through? You tell us a lot of things that you go through, and I'm like, I'm looking at you, but you don't look it. And I'm like, the truth is, if God walked with you through it, you won't look like what you
look like what you
because the truth is, despite the, you know, blows and all the things you keep getting, some hand was with you. If he wasn't, you would look like, you see some people and you're like, what happened to you? They tell you, you're like, okay. But some people, you just look at them and say, did this happen to you? Because you can see it really happened, you know. So when God walks you through it, probably you still look even more beautiful than those who are married. And people are still looking at you and asking, how old are you? Are you 22? Are you, 23 and all? And you know how old you are. Probably God is saving you for best. And there's something we said on the last show when we had 30 single and accomplished on the 19th of June 2020. We had one of the speakers said, if you must wait, then you have to wait for better.
Yes, so wait well, as in.
So please, if you've waited for the job, for the dream job, for the dream relationship, for whatever, make sure, ensure it's for better. We'll be right back after this very quick break. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us this long. You are very, very awesome. All of you, thank you very much. Don't forget, use the comments below. Let me know that you were here. Record your name on this video in January 2021. We all get to see it in 2022. And thank God for life. Welcome back. Alright, we were just having this inner caucus conversation with Temitayo. And I would just like that Temitayo, you tell us a few things, you know, encourage the ladies before we round up the program.
Okay, so it's a new beginning. Every new beginning is an opportunity to do better. So please, don't give up. Pick up yourself again from wherever you are. Look at your life objectively, like I said. Think of the things that are working and see how you can do more with them. Think of the things that are not working and decide what you should drop out of them. And then also look at the things that you might need to get things to get better. What do I mean? It might be a skill. It might be something you need to learn to do better. And in the world of technology that we have today, you know, they say it's a men thing and all. It's not, babe. babe. Get, you know, this technology thing as, you know, from where you are as much as possible and continue to, you know, improve. I think one major thing that we all need to do is to have that mentality of daily needing to improve ourselves in the whatever way that we can. And whatever way it applies to you, where you are in your story. So that's my word of encouragement. Don't give up. Pick up yourself again. Keep working at getting better. Because why do you need it tomorrow if you're not going to be better in it?
Why do you need it tomorrow if you're not going to be better in it? Girl, why? Okay, thank you very much, Temitayo. It was really a wonderful time with you. Thank you, really. I mean, I know her. It was refreshing. I know her. She doesn't have COVID-19. I can touch her. Thank you very much for coming today. All right, you heard from Husmart herself. Keep dreaming. Don't stop. Tomorrow is better. Would be better than today. And why do you need it tomorrow if you don't want it to be what?
If you don't want to be better in it.
So what? You need to get yourself up and start working. I was telling you before we came back on the break that I started a course. You know, I thought that okay, we're doing this girl talk thing. What qualification do I have to speak? And I'm like, you know what? I saw something on Udemy.
Okay.
And a public speaking program in Douglas, and I'm like, I mean, I don't have that much. This is January, but just close your eyes and pay. Shut your eyes. You know, cut down on some things. Just pay for it. Get yourself. I'm personally someone who likes to improve on myself.
Yeah.
After a month, I tell myself, so what did you do last month that you want to repeat? I'm not repeating anything. It has to be new. And there's something my children always say. I'm not trying to blow my horns, but allow me to talk. Something my children always say. In my class, every day is a new day.
Yes.
It's always new. So they always tell you, they'll come to class and they'll tell their parents, tell me, Miss Joy, so and so child was saying, I don't know what's going to be new today.
Oh,
I know Miss Joy has.
Oh,
you know, so
my
whenever
God.
I hear it.
Sorry, I'm a teacher, so I can't miss that part. So you help your children never to lose their wonder.
Oh, I help them never to lose their wonder. You know,
and that is simply amazing.
It is.
It's really amazing.
During the last class we had, it was a creative writing review class, and we're telling them we're resuming on Monday, guys, and someone said, oh, we're saying bye. Someone just said underneath, I can't wait to see what you give us on Monday.
That's amazing.
And my son just looked at me because I told her I'm not writing any letters this time around. And when I heard it, she looked at me. Actually, gave me like, you right. You have to do something, and I came up with something else. I'm saying that to you. This time around, I'm not writing. I'm telling them to write to me. So I decorated this very lovely paper, strips of papers, and I'm dropping it on their table. So when they come in the morning, they have that note. Write to me a love note. What did I do last year that you didn't like? What did I do that you really love? What can I do to get better? Now the children they are giving me a review of my time with them. Usually what I do is I review them.
Please, can I take your advice?
Okay.
One thing that we have around us that oftentimes we don't maximize is feedback.
Feedback, true.
And truly in this journey of what to start, what to stop,
and
what to keep doing, sustain, feedback is very important.
Very key.
Feedback is very important. So another thing, I could use that to add to.
Yes, please add.
People around you that you know sincerely love you. But sometimes, if you ask some bad belly,
You know what I've noticed? I told someone, I said, if you have about 10 bad belly, let me borrow bad belly, let me borrow. If you have about 10 of them and you give them and tell them to give you, if they all write same
thing, there's something
true.
Yeah, true, very true. Very true.
So usually, by and large,
get
feedback.
And be open when you get feedback.
True.
Sometimes
You might think, really?
not all feedback will be nice, yes. And sometimes there's a blind spot that you don't know about yourself that feedback will be able to give to you. So feedback is also very important, and it's a good time to get feedback at the beginning of the year.
It is. So that's what I'm doing in my classroom.
So that's a beautiful.
So let's hear from you in the comments below. What would you be doing better? How would you start your year? What really sank in well? What resonated with you from today's the talk that we had with Tayo, lovely Tayo? What really resonated with you? Would like to hear. And don't forget, in February, like I said at the beginning, I mentioned, we'll be having EJ Love again. We're going to be sharing someone with an intriguing love story. Yes. All of you itching, you want to hear, can love really be that extreme? Well, join us in February, on the 14th of February to be precise. So you need to subscribe so that you'll be one of the very first to get the notification when we come online. Alright, thank you again, Temitayo. It was really nice having you. Don't forget, she's written this lovely book, this interesting book about love. Like she said, she told me, I like love. I'm like, you don't know. I never get myself. And then if this isn't love, what is? You need to grab your copy. I hear it's on Amazon, on Kindle, and Okada Books. Yes? So grab your copy. When you do, if you have any trouble doing that, please leave a comment and let me know. I know the person will get it now. So I will help you.
By February, it should be out on all those platforms. By then, work is going on for it to be out on those platforms. I'm sure we will do all that by January, so that by February they can be able to get it on those platforms. It's fiction. The book is fiction, so it's a story of two teenagers. I won't let the cat out of the bag.
I was going to say that.
But it's a beautiful story. The things that the story explore are the things of handling teenage crushes, which is something that teenagers really, really have to deal with.
And parents need
even pre-teenagers.
Yes.
So that the things cover handling teenage crushes, handling puberty, and it's a good resource for parents. It helps you to have those conversations with your children. There's a workbook part of the book.
I noticed.
Where you can have questions to ask your children. So parents that are finding it difficult to have conversations about puberty, about teenage crushes, about peer pressure, it's a very good resource for that. So those are the major things. There's the puberty, there's a peer pressure. Peer pressure is a big thing in the book. Then teenage crushes, yes. So it's a very beautiful book, both for teenagers and for parents. I had someone that read it and said it just took her back to her teenage years, and that she was just there blushing.
I saw that.
And almost all parents that have read it have had very fantastic reviews on how it's a good resource to have these conversations.
I think
And these are conversations we should be having.
Yes, I think parents should really get this book because I have a lot of teenage girls coming around me and saying, I have trouble talking to my mom, my mom doesn't understand me, and also parents, please grab this book. If you really want it right now, use the comment, or you could reach out to...
You could pick up a copy at Thriving Treasures.
At Thriving Treasure schools in Abuja.
Yeah, for those in Abuja.
For those in
and if
Abuja.
you don't want to pick up a copy, if you are within Abuja, we can also do delivery.
Okay, you heard that? Right at your doorstep. The book will be there. Okay, thank you very much again, Tayo. Now, this wonderful space, Wazobia Kids in Abuja, we're using this space as a VIP lounge. So please, if you're anywhere, anytime in Abuja, and you're looking for that place where you can have this luxury and good meals, please, Wazobia Treats is it. It's in Jabi. It's a very, very lovely place. Thank you very much to the team. Thank you very much to my team behind the camera.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all of you. You guys are amazing. I salute you all. Thank you very much. Before we run, I'd like to say this. In as much as we've said all these nice things that we've spoken, sometimes, you know, you prep yourself, you pump yourself up, and then the devil comes in to, you know, keep you down again. You need to remind yourself often. I do this is what I do. I write things and I have sticky notes around my room. So everywhere I turn to, there's something reminding me about what God has said to me one time, even when I'm forgetting. You know, and this I also do this. I change my passwords with what God has told me. If you always use your gadgets, you're typing. So it's a conscious thing. I'm telling myself. So now one of my passwords has to do with what God told me last year and what God told me this year. So I did this to this, you know. So every time I'm typing my password, I'm getting in that this is what it is, this is who you are, this is what God is going to do for you. You need to keep that reminder because the devil speaks every time. So you cannot not speak also.
True.
So please do that. Before we run, we have this little package for our guests. It's our very first time of doing this. Girl Talk from the kitchen, a mug for you every morning for tea in your office.
Thank you very much. That's amazing. Beautiful.
I'm excited. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Girl Talk from the kitchen.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you for having me on the program. Yeah, it's an honor. I'm delighted to be here. Thanks for the mug. I actually have to go.
I know you have to. We're coming to that.
Yeah,
so before
maybe
we go,
I can imagine how they would come dancing on you. Oh, Girl Talk, is it about us? It's about you.
yeah, your girl, she has to
Yeah.
use food. You know, so before we go, I'd like to pray with you, and this is my prayer, very short but precise, that God will hold your hand
Amen.
in 2021 and take you through the year, and that you will see Him indeed.
Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you. Enjoy the year. Don't forget, we'll be on again on the 14th of February. Have a wonderful year. Bye.